Hi, today I'm going to go through how I make bread. Now there's lots of different ways of making bread. There's lots of YouTube videos on people making bread, but this is how I make bread. Down at the camp here is a recipe that was given to me by my brother. He's a professor at the University of Brighton in England, so he really knows what he's doing, and I really like this recipe he gave me. So let's get into it. Get myself a nice clean bowl and 250 milliliters of water at between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius, which is around 77 to 86 Fahrenheit. Put that in the bowl. Get rid of that. Then this is 10 grams of sugar. Now I'm going to put that in there. I'm just going to make sure that is completely dissolved into the water, so you don't see any of it. Nice bit of yeast food there. Okay. Next thing is to get some yeast. This is 7 grams of active dry yeast. And I'm going to carefully sprinkle that in there and just let it stand on the surface. Okay. Get rid of that litter. Now I'm going to carefully place that over there without the yeast sticking to the side, because that wouldn't be any good. Next step is to get 416 grams of standard white flour, and I'm going to gently sift that into this bowl. Maybe it's not a good idea doing it outside. To aerate it. It's a little windy today, which is a nuisance, but we'll get this done. Just sift it into there like that. No, we haven't lost too much. Okay, so it's nicely aerated. Now I've got 7 grams of plain white salt. I'm just going to drop that in there, and 40 grams of oil. I just use normal vegetable oil, but you can use olive oil or whatever you wish. I just pour that in there. I measured all these out earlier, so I know that's right. That's 40 grams of oil. That over there. Now the yeast has started to do its thing, so we're just going to give that a few more minutes, and then we'll give it a whisk. Thank you. Okay, so we've given it a few more minutes. The yeast is foaming nicely. I'm just going to put this to one side and get the yeast. What I'm going to do now is give it just a good whisk. Get it all nice and milky. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to get that yeast and just pour it in to the rest of my bread mix. And now comes the sticky parts. Just going to mix that in. Get it all mixed. At this point, it's going to be a bit lumpy. It's going to be very sticky. It's going to remain sticky and fragile until we get through the kneading process. So at the moment, all we're looking at doing is just getting it all mixed in, all the flour into it. So let's show you what I'm doing here. I can imagine all the bakers out there being horrified with what I'm doing, but that's fine. Okay, so now I've got my sticky dough all mixed in. What I want to do now is make sure there's no flour on the table here. I want this as clean as possible. And I'm just going to get it onto the table. This mix is to make up one standard loaf. Okay. As you see, it's very sticky and it breaks apart really easily. You can see, look, it's got no strength to it at all. So what we need to do now is knead it for 8 minutes. So let me go and get a timer. Okay, so what I want to do now is just knead this for about 8 minutes. I'm going to start a timer, and I'm just going to push it away with my palm hand. You can see it's all sticky. Put it back, push it away, put it back. And I'm just going to knead it like this. I'm not going to worry about it sticking to my hand at this point. And every now and then just get my scraper and bring it back. Nothing too fast. Just going to push it away, put it back, fold it in. Trying to use the palm of my hand. This spatula is not ideal. I've got a nice little scraper, but I couldn't find it today. So I'm going to knead this for 8 minutes and get back to you. Okay, so I've kneaded it for 8 minutes, and now what I want to do is just let it sit there for 3 minutes, another 3 minutes. Just let the yeast start doing its thing. So I'm going to stop watch again, and I'll see you in 3 minutes. Great, thank you. Okay, so we've had our 3 minutes. I'll put the Dutch oven out into the sun to get it to start to warm up a bit. And now what I want to do is just get this off of here a bit. I'm just going to flatten it out and fold it a few times. Just knock it back a bit. You can see now it's nowhere near as sticky as it was. It's got getting its substance together. Still sticking to the base a little bit, but it's going to be okay. This is going to be good. Okay, I'm just going to knock it back a little bit. Just sticking in one place on that board. Okay. Let's get it off. And there it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is put it in a tin without it sticking to me. Okay. Like that. And I'm now going to go and put that in the Dutch oven where it's warm but not hot. About I think it's about 177 Fahrenheit, something like that. Okay, and we're going to leave that to rise for about 40 minutes. Okay, let's go and do that. Okay, I've left the Dutch oven out in the sun with the lid slightly cracked open, and as you can see it reached 112 degrees Fahrenheit, which is fine. So what we're going to do is leave this to rise while I go and get on with getting the coals ready. Okay, you're going to get some coals out the fire just to get the charcoal going. Normally I use lump charcoal, but I find these briquettes work better with the Dutch oven. And I want around 4 for the bottom and 8 to 10 for the top. So just going to get these going. That should do it. Okay, so the bread has risen, as you can see. What I've done is I've put 3 small stones under that just to lift it off the bottom so that it doesn't burn. I've had trouble with it burning before. So what we're going to do now, put the lid back on it. I'm going to get 4 coals. Try not to break them up. You get 4 coals on the bottom like that. You don't want more than 4. 3 to 4 is good. And then put the pots on those. And then the rest of the coals just want to put on the lid. Like that. And spread them around. Now it's about 8 to 10 coals here on the lid, and I want to sit this here for about 40 minutes, though I will check it after 20 minutes just to make sure it's not burning or anything horrible happening to it. Okay, so time for a coffee. Great. Okay, well, it's been a little longer than I wanted. Farmer came over and we got chatting. So let's have a quick look. I think it's going to be a little too much. Let's have a look. And yes, it's not too. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's a little bit more done than I would like, but it's not burnt. That looks. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so there you go. Let's get it out. Okay, let's have a look at this then. Just gonna lift this out. Oh, it's hot, 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 hot. I can just. Oh, hot. Smells great. A little more crispy on the top than I wanted, but it's hot. But not bad at all. Not bad at all. So there we are. Campfire bread making. Thank you very much. Cheers.